All right, today we're looking at Students at the Center. It's a very good book. We're going to get into this here in just a minute. It has some really good points about today's education, how it's going, the traditional education, and the standardized education that we have in today's world, and trying to shift that focus to a more personalized approach where students self-discover and are really in the driver's seat of their own education. Personalized learning is really letting the student become the driver in the car and really taking charge of their education. Now, the authors are very, very clear about this. It's going to look very, very messy and very, very chaotic at first. And it's going to have some transition and failures with it. It's a lot similar to project-based learning in that you're going to have to try things out, find what doesn't work and what does work. But there are some key attributes that the author kind of reiterates throughout the theme of the book. First of all, the 4 attributes they really stress is giving students a voice, letting them have a choice and be able to have an open dialogue with the teacher. Another thing is co-creation. Co-creation is a big idea of helping create the curriculum. Now, obviously within the confines of the standards, obviously what they're supposed to learn for this year. And social activism, building those relationships with peers, using those as peer groups, evaluating each other, that's important. And also self-discovery. Self-discovery is huge. Letting them sometimes even branch away or even go further than what you initially thought, initially planned. Sometimes that can spur it on with what they're doing. So it's really trying to take away from the shift of standardization with standardization of what we're learning today, which is what the world of education is pretty much about. Standardized tests and so forth, and it's trying to break free from those. And she does a really good job of the authors do a really good job of explaining those and giving ways that you can try out things and giving plenty of examples. So personalization does that. It's teacher-led but student-directed, and that's really big with what they're doing. One of the big things they also stress throughout the book is keeping the end in mind. And what is the end product that you want? So when you're talking about grades and so forth, you're looking for what is the end that you want and what the student wants. Now remember, this is still in the confines of the teacher leading the curriculum, whether it be math, whether it be science, whether it be English, or social studies. What is the end in mind that you want to get? What do you want to achieve? And having that open. So in a math classroom, I'm a math teacher, this may look at, hey, you have this unit. They can explore whichever way you want to with whatever curriculum you already have set up. They can explore, and it gets a little bit, and they even say this, it's a lot easier today with technology to do this, where they can go and find this information and report back and use that and then start solving problems and figuring it out and working with peers and giving each other feedback of, hey, okay, you attacked it this way, how did you do that? And once again, it's going to be very messy. They really stress that. They do a good job of that. It's a really good book as far as what's going to happen, what's going to go on. And they do a good job of even talking about how do you give feedback. Feedback spirals, they call them. They have many different other ways of feedback, but feedback spirals is something that really caught my eye. It's really close to the engineering process of getting things together, building, testing out, seeing failure, going back to drawing board, hitting it again, figuring it out, try it again, and so forth. Just keep on going that process. Now, for the negatives, in my opinion, personalization is really great. I'm more of an individualized instruction teacher as far as getting the students what they need and saying, here, can I work your way through this? This is exactly what I want you to do. These are the places you can go to. I do have times where I have personalization throughout the rest of my classroom during the year. However, I really don't like when someone feels like this is the way you should do it, this is the way you should always do it, and the whole time. Now, I know some people, they were project-based learning. Some schools like to do the whole onset. Well, number one, as a teacher, my learning style, my teaching style is different from other teachers. Just the same way as if you probably had a coach or someone who's taught you throughout the years, you get different teachers and different styles. And personally, I think that's kind of good. Just getting a mixture. Now, for me, I like to do a mixture of things. I do some traditional, I do some personalization, I do some individualized instruction, and I kind of like to mix everything. So on this book, I don't think it does a whole bunch for me, and I don't know if I super recommend it. It's good if you're really trying to, add some things to your teaching style, and maybe you like to do some more personalization. This is a good book to read. If you're a person who's already in personalization, it would just reinforce what you're doing. But if you do some personalization, you already do that with your students, and kind of have that open feel where the kids are definitely in the driver's seats all the time, or part of the time. Like me, I like the kids having, being responsible here at this time, and just really taking the driver's seat. But I also like to mix things up. So I really wouldn't recommend this book for someone who's kind of already got how they do things and just looking to add a little bit here and there. This probably isn't the book for you.